Hello, we are live.
Good to hear. Yeah, I got a little caution note, but apparently was able to overcome that. So you're seeing this live. Okay, great.
We shall overcome.
Good. Well, welcome to the Ripple Effect, everyone. David and Erika on Tuesday, February 16th. And yeah, it's just going to be us today. Erika had the great idea to talk about some important topics. And, I'm going to let you start, Erika. First, ask how you are. And if you want to just give us a little crib sheet for the day, that might be good because this is your idea.
Yeah. So David, it's really fun to turn the tables on you and, put you on the hot seat. We've been doing this since what, June, July, now interviewing people and bringing guests on, interviewing me about different things that I do. And this is such this is such a great example of how we walk the walk and talk the talk, and every step of the way we take our steps and we tweak things that still aren't really going in the way we want them. So that's what this is about. The ripple effect is the little things that become bigger things over time. Many of you may know this story that Darren Hardy tells in his book, The Compound Effect. And if you had a penny that compounds for 31 days or $3 million, which would you go for? $3 million cold cash or the compounding penny? Which would you pick?
I'll take the cash up front, but
Okay, well, you, my friend, sorry for you, because guess how much a compounding penny 31 days becomes?
okay.
$10 million.
Okay. Wow.
It's crazy. And so it's like, and it's just in those little things that we do every day over time create big results. So at day 29, 30, 31, it blows the 3 million out of the water. You got to look this up. This is from The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, he's the editor of Success Magazine, I believe that's what it's called. And so anyway, we're bringing it back down to the personal. A couple weeks ago, we were talking about you being part of the SHRED program, and the SHRED program is healthy lifestyle shifts over whatever amount of time you want to do it. And those little lifestyle shifts over time create big results. So you were saying that you have some results to share. We want to hear, we want to celebrate, and we want to support your next step. So would love to hear whatever you want to say about that and how this has been for you so far.
Yeah, I did take our conversation to heart a couple weeks ago and really just some of the coaching you gave me, and I've focused probably on both diet and exercise. I think the big difference for me has been the running. So I'm doing 2 days of strength training and then 2 days, ideally 3 days of cardio or running. So I'd notice my face gets a bit trimmer, and I just, you eat better when you work out more. So I find the times I've had success before is when I really just have a strict regimen of working out, and then the other things kind of fall into place, because when you have that discipline for working out and you don't make excuses, that carries over to your diet. It also kind of carries over to your work. So I focused on that. I definitely been eating more salads. I still need to cut out some of the oils and things, but I think overall calorie consumption's down. So I've kind of gained strength. I've got trimmer, and I'm down about just under 5 pounds, about 4 pounds since 2 weeks ago. So I'm making progress. I got a long way to go, but I do have some positive.
Wait a minute. Everybody has a long way to go because we have a long life ahead of us, right? So no bashing on anybody, no bashing on yourself. Like, Like, that's so cool. That sounds really like you took your steps, and there's always room to stretch a little further or make things, like I love what you just said. It sounds like you're doing more cardio, more your strength training. That's you've made a commitment to do that twice a week. You're doing that with one of the people you've interviewed with the TNT guys.
Yeah, correct. And the big difference was his workout that he gave me on interval training. Sorry, I got my production assistant here. Here, Carrie. Is,
Hi, Carrie
is
Ann. Hi, production assistant. So that was, you were not committing to that before 2 weeks ago, right?
I mean, I had the workout, but I hadn't really put it into action yet. So I've been doing that interval training where you sprint for 30 seconds and then you take a 1 minute rest. So that's the difference in the running. Instead of doing a more kind of unstructured run walk, I've been doing that intervals, which has made a difference. So, yeah.
That's so cool. So how do you feel emotionally? How do you feel physically? What do you notice in your body?
Um, a little bit sore sometimes. I do think when you unlock that cardio, you feel that throughout the day. I just feel like it puts you in that weight loss mode where you feel like you're losing weight when you've really kind of had that good sprint. If you haven't done that in a while, tried playing indoor soccer, that kind of feeling in your lungs where you're using that lung capacity that you maybe haven't used in a while. So it's invigorating. Yeah.
Good. I was waiting for you to say that word, invigorating. All of that other stuff you were saying, that's great, that's great. And then invigorating. I am so happy to hear you say that. That word means energy. It means aliveness. You're coming into an aliveness. So I love that you are taking your steps, David. Why don't you ask me when you have a chance and you have some quiet to what have I done this week that was different for my body, my health?
Yes. Uh, Please don't hold back. What have you been up to, Erica? You're a triathlon coach, so you're definitely who I'm meeting with, by the way.
Oh, you are?
Yeah. So
So you're having a meeting with Kyla Lupo?
yeah, yeah,
Kyla Lupo, my favorite triathlon coach.
yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I saw some B-roll you had of getting in the pool that you just posted recently. So I think
I
um,
posted that?
I saw it somewhere on a platform.
Oh yeah,
One
yeah, we're
of those
jumping.
boomerang things. Yeah.
Right. We're jumping off of the pool. So I went to this triathlon camp, Kyla's first triathlon camp. It was so much fun. I had the best time. This is pre-COVID, and a bunch of women getting together and getting trained by our triathlon coach, Kyla. We had such a blast. It was such a beautiful experience. And I'll never forget when I met Kyla in person for the first time. She had this t-shirt on that said, "Feel the feels." Feel the feels, because you get all these feelings when you do things like push yourself and doing triathlons. You have lots of feelings. So I was just about to tell you something. I was just about to share something about my in the last 2 weeks. What have I done that's been new and different for my health, for my body? Because for those of you who are just tuning in, I'm not just crazy Erika and very sane David, the videographer, famous videographer from Wide Angle Media. We're not just that. We are people who are taking their healthy living steps to make little small changes, in our lives. And I support people. You support people too to take those steps. So we're happy to talk to you. We're happy to support you in your journey, whatever that looks like. I'm a psychotherapist. I'm also this health fruits and vegetables advocate. And so my one simple thing that I did in the last 2 weeks was I got into a pool. I got into a pool and swam my heart out for an hour with this US swim coach. Her name is Marsha Benjamin. And there's very few pools open here in the Bay Area right now. And I got wind of this person who I've been trained by before, and she has had room for me, one person, to get in that pool at a certain time on Thursday. Oh my goodness, over at Laney, not Laney, it used to be Laney College's pool. Now she's over at an Alameda High School pool. And boy, they have that pool is open 5:20 in the morning till 10 o'clock at night. They got people coming over and swimming. Everyone has their own lane. You bring your own equipment. There's all these rules. You get temperature taken. So I got my butt in that pool and I swam my heart out for an hour. And I was crying on the way over there because I was so excited to finally get into a pool. My body loves to swim. And then afterwards, I love the feeling afterwards. I mean, we're freaking cold getting in there, everything I had to do to get there, get in there, and then everything you have to do to get out of the pool, not just completely freeze your tush off. It is very intense. Nevertheless, guess what? I'm going back for more this Thursday. And oh, my body, it's like, the best chiropractic adjustment to go and swim, and my body resonates with it. I'm a fish. So it was so powerful, and I was so happy, and I can feel the core strength of my gut just saying thank you. We needed that. And so I'm so excited, and as the second she opens it up so I can swim more than once a week, I will, because my body is a heck yes. I did breaststroke, I did butterfly, I did freestyle, I did backstroke. I swam. At some point, the Marsha Benjamin came over to me, the swim coach, and she's like, Erika, you can take a break now, because I was obviously looking like I was dying in the middle of the pool. She's like, you can't do any wrong on your first day. So she was appreciative of the fact that I showed up and I was going for it, and yet she didn't want me to drown in her pool while she was on watch. So it was a great experience, and I'm just keeping on with these one simple thing that I can do in my day, in my week. I went for a 5-mile hike yesterday. No, 2 days ago on Sunday. Oh, awesome. So it looks like you have some things you want to say about all that.
Yeah, I mean, I just think about that feeling of when you are pushing the envelope and exercise, and if you can get that kind of chase that invigorating high that you get, that's what makes progress. And I feel like that's what puts you into that weight loss mode too. So, we talked about the running earlier with me. You definitely feel that after swimming in the morning, say you've done sprints in the pool. And I just think you feel that all day. So when you think back to that feeling in the morning, maybe later in the day, that if you can be in that mode and that mindset, that's a powerful thing. And that's the difference between kind of going through the motions and really pushing it to make progress. So I've kind of taken my strength training, pardon me, where I was doing that with just the strength, and I've moved that over to cardio as well. And that'll make a big difference. And I've also kind of tightened up the diet with the dairy, and really just being cognizant of my overall calorie load.
Wait a minute. First of all,
Yeah.
diet. Let's just stop using that word diet. It's
Okay.
such a downer. I feel kind of like we got to just stop with that word. Can you say, Erika Gimbel, I commit to not using the D word again?
Okay. I'm not going to call myself Erica, but
Hi,
David
David Kirsten.
commit to not using the D word. Sure.
Please, because it's such a downer. It's such a downer. Just saying the word is like, bleh, I hate my diet. So yeah, let's cut out that word, the D word, and it's healthy lifestyle shifts. I'm really glad that you're cutting down or out your milk products. That includes cheese, that includes sour cream, that includes yogurt, that includes the thing you think is okay, but no, cut out all milk products for a certain amount of time and see what happens. Same thing with bread products.
Yeah, no, I've been doing that as well. And if you do have people who want to get started, I think you have a great initial conversation for folks to kind of meet them where they are. So we did want to encourage people to get in
And
touch
you
with
do
you.
too.
Yeah, and we continue to have that conversation, but you have this unique kind of ability to kind of get people started. That's been the hardest thing, actually, just to draw a parallel with video. People who've never done video, how to get them started.
Right.
I see and keep, it's harder to put something in motion than to keep it in motion, although that can be hard too in the beginning. But you've really kind of mastered that art, and that's something I've gotten better at in video too. So I like the kind of health video analogy, but it's really a certain amount of a terror barrier too that we go through, that when, because it's radical change, it's radical self-care, it's a radical change, and a lot of people just shirk in the face of change. It's like seeing those, maybe you're a surfer and you've been surfing 1 or 2 foot waves, and then you're going out double overhead. It's like it can be scary, especially the first time. um,
Yeah.
so
It's like keeping it simple. Like you just said, you kind of sort of said, I'm cutting out milk products. You kind of sort of said it. You kind of sort of said it. And now I'm not exactly sure exactly what you really mean by that, but reducing or cutting out will, it'll be your friend. Same thing with the bread products. Same thing with the caffeine. Same thing with the alcohol. If you're drinking alcohol, and reducing that or cutting it out, those four, the big four: dairy, bread products, gluten, bread products. I mean, there is processedness with some gluten-free products. I would recommend going for just the more whole food eating. What is from its whole source, less processed foods, less of the refined sugars. Those simple changes, those main four: dairy, uh, gluten or bread products, and caffeine and alcohol are the big four. And then the other stuff is, yes, staying away from the refined sugars, staying away from the processed foods. Like when you go through your cupboards, how much of it is, processed foods? Processed could mean even pasta. It could mean, all the things that they did to make it into that. It's really fascinating to start looking at labels, the labels of every little thing you put in your body or on your body. And, what is edible? What do you put in or on your body? Can it be more edible? Can it be more from original sources? And those things, those healthy lifestyle shifts, along with more water, more sleep, um, thinking positive thoughts, whatever those affirmations are that work for you. I mean, those are the no-brainers, because your body wants to grow. My little seedlings in the other room, you can see how they want to do this thing called growing and expanding. So we are too. And I really appreciate this platform, David. I appreciate you. I've gotten so much more comfortable on video because of you, with Wide Angle Media and our weekly podcasts. And I know it's not always easy. What would you say is your little simple next step for this chunk of time, for this next 2 week period? What are you committing to for real this next 2 week period? One thing.
really, for me, my biggest weakness is the caffeine. If I can drink tea most of the time and not as much coffee, that's a big, quantum leap, so to speak. So ideally, I went kind of that first week, I went like 5 or 6 days. I didn't have hardly, I don't even think any caffeine, maybe a little bit of tea, but that's the big thing, really, to, cut out the dairy entirely, to do that for a while. It's weird how something like dairy, I've heard this and I see it, dairy and sugar, they create this crazy cravings that we have, that when you get those out of your diet, it unlocks a lot of possibilities that you don't really start to see until you do it. I'm sure, alcohol and caffeine are the same way, but sometimes it can be hard to do all of them at once, but people do it. So I've kind of figuring out where the bad actors are. I think for me, it's like of course, the caffeine's number one, then I'd say the dairy, and then the glutens, so
Okay,
yeah.
so let's stop right there with keep it simple. Do you have a fridge that's filled with crunchy foods like apple, carrots, celery, tangerines or tangelos or clementines? Those things are really fun to eat for your mouth to chew it up. Hum, 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 hum is my sound effect. So can you get that into your fridge? Organic apples, carrots, celery, organic if you can, and the tangerines or clementines and other foods that are fun to eat like that, like broccoli, like
Yeah, yeah, I
carrot.
have all that stuff, most of it, yeah.
Okay, well, that stuff is there's 10,000 identifiable items in an apple. And when you eat that apple, there's good sugar and good fibers in there. That is a whole different, it's a whole different panoply of goodness for your body versus that caffeine that does this and then it does this oftentimes. Some people, have a whole love affair with coffee, no doubt. And what is it they're really craving? They're craving energy. You could get that in an apple. You can get that in an orange that you peel and you see the amazingness, of that fruit, that vegetable. So I want to encourage you to go reduce your caffeine. Don't cut it out completely because you'll have like a withdrawal headaches, but reduce it and go for that apple 3 o'clock in the afternoon when it's like time for you have a different schedule than most people, but when you have your like, can you eat that apple? Can you get on the plant powders that we've talked about? You have the shakes and you have the capsules. Go for them, David, and give yourself a 4-month experience.
Yeah, the big thing I've been making, I find it's having a few key things that you like to eat that you can always eat. So the big things for me are the smoothies, and I've cut the dairy out of those smoothies. So that's kind of a
Ah,
great
awesome.
snack for my after breakfast. You know, I have oatmeal in the
Yeah.
morning.
You can
But,
you can cut out the dairy easily by get those bananas in. That makes it creamy. Or get those cashews or macadamia nuts. That makes it.
avocado. Yeah.
Yeah, or avocado can make it's good fat in avocado. And also have some dates, get some dates going. Post Valentine's Day, you always want to have lots of dates. So make sure you have your dates, preferably organic. You take the pit out. Don't put your pit in the Vitamix or the blender because that'll ruin your blender. But take the pit out, put a date or two in whatever you're eating. Have a date at the end of your day. And it's that there's really good vitamins in dates, but there's that sweetness. After about 3 dates, 5 dates, I don't think I can eat one more date. That's the thing. It's like your body starts going, whoa, 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 I'm done with that. Yeah.
Good. Yeah. The other thing I was going to mention is a veggie packet. So to have salmon or trout, they have this great rainbow trout at Trader Joe's, and trout fillet or salmon fillet. So you have that at the bottom, put lemon on that, and then pile a bunch of cut up vegetables on there and bake it for like 40 minutes in the oven. So that way you're
Beautiful.
not getting any carbs, but you're getting all those vegetables and kind of have them al dente, so you're having,
Yeah.
onions and cabbage and broccoli.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't even worry about what I don't if it's a whole food, I don't even worry about the carbs because it's good, clean food and your body knows what to do with it. Have you ever eaten too much salad? Have you ever eaten like 5 bowls of salad? No, at some point you gotta like go to the restroom to have a number two because it's like at some point it has to happen. Whereas, other things, the real fruits and vegetables, at some point you fill up and you're complete. So anyway, I hope you feel energized by this conversation, and I know everyone's excited to see what is going to happen next for you. And the more you play with these healthy lifestyle shifts, you're having fun with it, and you're going to start to notice people are going, "What are you doing? What's happening? What's happening with you, David?"
Well, the most important thing for me is really having some accountability. So I appreciate you providing that, because it's very hard without that. So
You're so welcome. You're so invited. Like Harold is on your team. Jackie is on your team. The people that we're doing these shred programs with, we're on your team, and you know, let's all raise up together, do this together.
sounds good. I did want to kind of move to the second part of our program because I put it in the promo. You had asked about video, and I know we have probably a few more minutes. And
Okay.
I've really been impressed with your video presence lately and some of the social media stuff that you're doing. We will talk about that. maybe at the end, or we could talk about it now too. But you're
Sure, I have time. It looks like
present.
I'm not running over to do my errand, so I have a little more time.
Okay, we'll let you get out of here soon. You can just give me a minute or two.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
Warning, but really, really, kind of what I've seen with you, and what I see with other people, really, there's no better practice than doing a live broadcast every week, because you're you're forced to get comfortable on camera and be natural, get over those things. Well, what if I say this or that maybe wasn't perfect? You really acquire this mindset that then allows you to do a whole other number of other things in video. And I've seen that with you, with all your presentations and things, and what.
Yeah, this past week, I had a chance to be part of this expo, and everyone was supposed to make a video that was like, 3 to 5 minutes. I kind of blew that out of the water. I made a 19-minute video about food empowerment, food autonomy. Yes, we can. And but I was so comfortable on the video because of all of this weekly podcasting with you, David. And so I really appreciate all the energy, all the time, all the feedback, all the care for getting it right. And then I have like a body of videos to share with people. So if people wanted to see more, they could go see the video I made with you, David, about the Tower Garden inside, about the Tower Garden outside, about, my body of video and photographs I have. I put them all in a link. So I have more and more of my stuff together because of working with you. So I really appreciate your getting me going. It's really been fun, and I can't wait to see what we create going forward.
Yeah, that's called a carbon-free digital footprint. So
Yay!
green energy.
Right?
Um,
So how,
yeah,
one more thing before we stop, David, how can I support you to keep taking your steps? How do you want me to hold you accountable? What would help you?
I mean, these check-ins are great, and just I think it's important to have. It's almost like the Catholic do confession. It's almost like coming clean with your sins and being honest about challenges, but also acknowledging your wins. So I think for me, so much of it's about a kind of the mental game of it, and that's where it's helpful to have kind of a team, or you know somebody you're accountable to, like you. Yeah.
Well, you're so welcome to come on over, play some physically distanced, throw the frisbee around with us on Wednesdays. You're so welcome. We play 9:30 to 11-ish a.m. on Wednesdays, and we'd love for you to come play. We need people, physically distanced, of course. And David, it's such an honor. Just think, where are you going to be in 2 weeks from now? Where are you going to be in 1 month from now if you keep taking your steps? So at the very least, get in those four things, more water. Like, I like to get my water in first thing in the morning, like almost 3 glasses of water before I do much of anything else. And wow, that helps everything.
Great, will do. I need to work on that too, and I would like to come out there and check out the frisbee. I know so much I do. Just I can't take a break here and there. I'm so work focused, but now I actually have Carrie back in school for 3 hours a day every day, so I do have a little bit of my time in the morning, so to speak, which is already just today and one day last week created a lot more kind of free headspace and kind of calmness in my day. So yeah.
Great. Well, I can't wait to see what else we're going to create. It's always fun to do this with you, David. And, I invite everyone tuning in to come talk to us, come check out our networking group. We meet on Wednesdays, 7:30 to 9 a.m. in the morning, and we are actively interviewing and accepting applications for insurance professions. So if you are an insurance specialist, come on over. And if you are a life insurance person, or auto insurance, or business insurance, we need those roles filled in our chapter. So come on over. We'd love to have you, and just come on over and visit. We love connecting. We're about 34 members, and we'll get you the link so you can figure that out, how to get there.
Great. We call her Erika D. America. She's the
Erica de
president of
America,
our company.
yes.
So
I that's one of my handles, so to speak.
well, let's put that link in the chat, and please let us know about your other workshops that you have coming up too. So it's
Right
great.
now, this very second?
You can put those in the chat, or if you want to give a quick plug, and we can end on that.
Yeah, well, so everybody, if you're visiting my website, you can look at the workshops tab of my website, and it's my name is spelled how it's spelled here on the Zoom, and look up that erikagimbel.com, and then go to workshops, and you'll scroll down, and I have this way you can come on over and be part of my radical self-care Zoom. So definitely check that out.
Excellent. Well, thanks a lot. We'll pick up more on the video stuff, the health stuff, in future episodes. And good luck with your errands, and we'll talk soon.
And good luck with your process, David. We got you.
Thanks, David and Erica with the Ripple Effect signing off. Have a great day, everyone.